Every season, there's an anime or two that I watch and just consciously decide not to make content on for whatever reason. Hell's Paradise was actually one of those shows that I initially decided I was just going to watch for myself, hence the lack of Hell's Paradise related content on the channel. But yeah, I changed my mind. You see, the first couple episodes of Hell's Paradise were cool, but not really like anything crazy in my opinion. Like overall, I didn't really see much of a reason to talk about it with y'all, since for the first half of the show, it's basically just a bunch of literal felons running around on Fortnite Island. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really seeing the vision at first. But then I got to the point where I saw those two naked ladies up on that rock, kissing and eating peaches and shit. And it was like a switch flipped. And like, I'm not even trying to be on no weird type of timing right now. Like, the fact that they were naked is almost entirely irrelevant to why I started enjoying the show more. I just genuinely feel like the show picked up after it was revealed that Hell's Paradise had these humanoid inhabitants, and I'm starting to feel like I'm missing out by not being a more active part of the conversation surrounding the show. So with all that said, here's what I plan on doing. This video right here will be like a cursory review of my thoughts on the show so far, and moving forward I'll be covering the episodes on a week-by-week basis, kind of like what I'm doing with Demon Slayer. Fair warning, I might be lying right now, and there is a legitimate chance that I will never speak on this show ever again. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I think one of the best things about Hell's Paradise as a whole is its premises throughout the show. Like, I won't lie, the execution can be shaky at times, but the ideas are definitely there. Like, the premise of the first episode was low-key one of the coldest first episode concepts I've seen in my life, bro. Basically, you got this little 4'11" shinobi nigga named Gabimaru the Hollow. Yes, that is what the streets call him. Let me say that shit again, because that shit is hard as Gabimaru the... Okay, actually, never mind. I'm glazing now. But basically, the premise of the first episode is that Gabimaru, who is a convict sentenced to death for betraying his village, is just getting put through all these different brutal execution methods, and he's just tanking them hoes like it's a walk in the park. Like, they tried to set this nigga on fire and only made him look colder. Like, how does that work, bro? Another premise that I think works really well is the idea of having the convicts and the executioners sent to Hell's Paradise in their respective pairs. Like, this setup just works well for me because you end up having these fucking tweakazoid felons paired up with these executioner nerds, and it just ends up leading to some pretty fun and wholesome character moments that do a pretty good job humanizing both parties. Honestly, I'd say the character writing is executed in such a way that I don't really know why, but I feel like I care about these characters more than I should, especially given our minimal exposure to most of them. Like, the blonde nigga sacrificing himself for his master and the little girl from Jacksonville, Florida shouldn't have hit me as hard as it did, especially considering the fact that we barely saw any scenes with these three up until this point. But I don't know, bruh. Somehow the show gave me the feeling that I had known these niggas for like 50 plus episodes, even though it had only been like a total of 7 minutes of screen time. And I feel like that's no small feat, especially in today's era of anime being pasted in hyper warp speed. Now, this is the part where I was going to talk about how much I enjoy Hell's Paradise's overarching premise. You know, like the idea of having this secret island that holds commodities more beautiful but also more dangerous than anything humanity has ever encountered before. But then I stopped to think about it, bro. Isn't this Togashi shit? Like, is this not just the Dark Continent? Come on now, bruh. Honestly though, I'm not even mad that Hell's Paradise kind of feels like a remix of the Dark Continent. I just think that it's low-key hilarious that the boy Togashi has been on hiatus for so long that another nigga came up, started writing Togashi shit, finished writing Togashi shit, started another series, got an anime adaptation for his original shit that he finessed off of Togashi, and will now presumably finish said anime adaptation all before Hunter x Hunter characters have ever touched the Dark Continent. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we're definitely not gonna live to see the end of Hunter x Hunter. And you know what? That's okay. As far as criticism goes, my main critique toward the show thus far would just be the fact that, like, sometimes some of the technical aspects of the show can be a little inconsistent. Like, I'm not trying to nitpick over little shit because I genuinely have so much respect for the work the animators do. I just can't help but realize that Hell's Paradise has been getting that Mappa Light treatment. Like, it simply hasn't been getting the same love as like Jujutsu Kaisen or Chainsaw Man, which I think is crazy because weren't these three called like the Dark Triad or some shit because they all were dark? I don't know. I know that issues like this usually aren't a reflection of the animators, but rather the results of some corporate scheduling these studios to take on every show ever all at once. And I also know that Mappa animators get paid like literal string cheese for their work. So honestly, we're lucky these pictures are even moving at all, because under these conditions, a nigga like me would have y'all watching Hell's Paradise off a Google Slides link. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all don't want me in the animation studio, bro. But damn, it's like a part of me just can't help but imagine how cold this show would be if it was animated with that Mappa Plus treatment. Like, for a show that relies so heavily on visual elements like environment and creature design, sometimes I find myself wanting just a teensy bit more than what Mappa put up this time. Like, imagine if Hell's Paradise creatures were illustrated the same way that JJK curses were, bruh. That would go too hard. But yeah, all in all, I think the show is pretty damn good, and it's only been getting better as the episodes progress, so I guess I'll see y'all next week for some more Hell's Paradise content. Or maybe not. I do be lying in this bitch for real, so you never really know with me, you know?